Alright, Schlockmeister fans, continuing with the Drive-In Cult Classics 32 movie collection, we're going to watch something called Weekend with the Babysitter. Let's check it out. A car gets pulled over at the Mexican-American border. Probably had drugs in there. This really has absolutely nothing to do with the rest of the plot, this guy, but that's what you see.
Okay.
Candy the babysitter. Jim's worried about his marriage.
No, I'm going.
Why? Do you know how long it's been since we've been together? It's been months. We're always apart. We're going in different directions all the time.
He's a screenwriter.
Write it?
I'm sorry. Forget it.
I'm just supposed to direct the picture. It starts in 2 weeks.
Lots of luck.
What are we supposed to do? Hire a teenager to write our shooting scripts?
Now there's his wife again, Mona. She's apparently a drug addict, and she's just giving this guy $10,000. She needs her heroin fix. He wants to use her husband's boat.
Forget it. You're asking too much.
Should I have that boat?
No.
How long since you've had a fix?
Back to Jim again, and Candy said, hey, you know what? Let's go out. So she takes him out to a club, meets her friends, and they go dancing. She also introduces him to marijuana.
Oh, come on, man. No, not that way. No, you just blew away enough gas to...
She's really suffering without that heroin fix.
Oh, Ray. Give it to me.
She, of course, agrees to let him use her husband's boat for some drug smuggling. And she gets her fix. And all is better. In spite of the age difference, but nope. She just brings his high self home and tucks him into bed. They're gonna go watch some bike races now.
The bike race is down in Seaview. Remember, AK asked you last night.
Oh, sure. Why not?
You feel all right?
Yeah, I feel fine.
No hangover, right?
No, I feel...
So that's where they go. And of course he's completely accepted in spite of being twice their age. If not more. Meanwhile, on the boat, the drug smugglers are there. Mona's there. Not sure where their kid is, though. They have a young child who we see briefly.
Take her out about 20 miles.
Neither parent is with that kid right now.
Wow. Exciting. You were right, you know. Different world. That's what I needed.
Well, you know where this is going next. Two start making out by the fire. Doesn't even seem to question where his wife might be. Things are going to escalate quickly from here. She's about to get completely naked. I wish I could show it to you because it looks nice, but I can't. Well, he takes her on a plane trip. He has his own little private plane that he can fly, and takes her up to the mountains where he has a cabin, which he can never get his wife to come to. And now we have like a love montage, if you can believe that, between these two. Love is blossoming. Mona tries to call from the boat and to reach her husband,
Call my mother in
but can't find him.
Give her the same message. You have the number?
Yes. 398-0431.
If she wants her next fix, she's going to have to perform a lesbian act for this guy. With Doris.
You and me are going to go down there.
I can't do that.
You're an actress. You make people believe anything.
Here we're going to get the lesbian sequence, which I can't show you.
U.S. Customs. Did they say what they wanted? She told me she was going down to her mother's for the weekend. Well, how the hell do I know she is now? out with some guy.
Jealous? Candy wasn't happy with that line.
Don't make a big thing out of this. It's very simple. We picked up on each other and we swung. And now it's too heavy for both of us. But don't worry about it. I've been there before, okay?
A guy yesterday come up from Coronado. He said they're doing the same thing down there.
This is his friend Smitty. Down by the docks, he noticed that his wife left with some people
When you saw my wife
on the
Saturday
boat.
morning, did you talk to her? Yes, sir. Said good morning.
They meet the drug smugglers.
You're too hot. No boat's getting anywhere without a search. That goes for us.
It's a no-go.
What about my stuff?
Jim takes Smitty on his plane to look for his boat.
I'll tell you what, we sure scared off that Chris crab. Scared him off? He sure hightailed it for someplace.
A fight takes place on the boat between two of the bad guys. And Richie's gonna win this one. Well, he lands his plane and then he calls his biker buddies, and they decide they're gonna try to fend off this boat when it arrives here. They leave Mona on the boat, and the drug dealers abscond with their drugs. And they head them off. They grab the heroin and dump it all. They chain one of the guys to a pole. The other guy laments the heroin being dumped. Meanwhile, Jim has decided to jump in the water and swim to his boat to check on Mona. He finds her, the two embrace. Candy watches from the shore. That's pretty much our movie.
Ciao, baby.
All right, let's talk about, great title, right? Weekend with the Babysitter, you can just imagine. And it kind of is that, although it's got some other stuff in it as well. So what we have here is a middle-aged couple. Now, the guy is actually only 46 years old, I think, when he made this movie, but he looks older. He looks like might be 10, 12 years older than that, but he's only 46, and he's in this marriage with his wife, Mona. His guy's name is Jim, I believe, yeah. And they're not having the greatest marriage. Turns out she's a junkie. She's addicted to heroin, I believe it is. So she keeps taking her husband's money. He's like a screenwriter or something. They're rich and wealthy. And taking his money and buying drugs, and he doesn't have any knowledge of it. Anyway, one night, the babysitter's called over. She's played by Susan Roman. She plays Candy is her name. And she comes by, and it turns out they don't need her. But the husband says, why don't we just let her stay and... because they do have a young son, apparently. Let her stay and we can go out to dinner. And she says no. She really wants to go out and buy some drugs. So anyway, she takes the son and they leave. Meanwhile, Candy stays behind and she says, you know what? Hey, man, why don't you come and hang out with me? So they go to a club and she introduces him to all her young hippie friends. And he kind of likes that lifestyle. He gets high for the first time, and then eventually she takes him home and puts him to bed, tucks him in. The next day they go hanging out with some motocross stuff, and then at this point he's kind of feeling a little kind of like infatuated with her, and he says, you know what, let me take you on an airplane ride. He takes her up into the mountains to this cabin he has up there, and they make love, and next thing you know, he's cheating on his wife. So meanwhile, his wife, Mona, her dealer decided to cut her off unless she allows them to use her husband's boat to do some drug smuggling with Mexico or something like that. Some Mexican drug dealers, I don't know. She reluctantly agrees because she needed her fix, so they end up going out on a boat somewhere. Her husband is like he runs a business, and like I said, he's a screenwriter or something like that. He's trying to figure out what goes going on. This guy Smitty, he knows, comes and tells him, hey, I saw your wife down at the dock. She was with these people. They went on the boat. Something seemed a little strange, so he takes Smitty up in the plane. They look for the boat. Meanwhile, the Mexican drug people, I guess, although they look like American to me, come by the boat and say, hey, you're hot. There's a Coast Guard out there. We can't do this. So both boats separate. And the boat with the bad guys on it, or the bad guys with the drug dealer, they come to the dock. And by this time, Jim has rounded up the motocross buddies that, from Candy's friends, and they approach the 3 drug dealers as they hit the land, and they take their drugs and they dump them out all over the place. It looked like it may have been cocaine or heroin, I don't know, but they dumped it all, and then he goes out on the boat, Jim does, and jumps into the water and swims to his boat where his wife Mona is, and they reunite, and it kind of ends with them riding or driving off into the sunset, and Candy's back on shore saying, "Ciao, baby." So anyway, that's it. Not as tawdry as it might sound, but it does have a touch of that. Candy, a beautiful actress by the name of Susan Roman, like I said. This was I think the only movie she ever did. Maybe she did one other thing, but no idea whatever happened to her. Multiple nude scenes in here, full frontal. Also, the guy who played Jim, George Carey is his name. He had a nude scene too, just his butt. He has the smoothest, whitest back and butt I've ever seen on a guy before. I usually don't notice guy nude scenes in movies, but this one I noticed because he was just so bare and just white, not a hair anywhere on him, just really, really odd. Looked like a young girl almost. It was just flat and non-wrinkly, and I don't know. I'm spending too much time talking about his bare back. But anyway, that is Weekend with the Babysitter. Now, George Carey is the guy who played Jim. He made another movie the year before called The Babysitter. Same director. I haven't seen that one. Actually, I'm going to watch it probably tomorrow or something. I don't think I'm going to review it though. But so he obviously did 2 of these babysitter movies, and I'm guessing the same, very similar plot in that one too. I don't know. But anyway, that's Weekend with the Babysitter. Like I said, it's got some nude scenes in it. There's a lesbian scene thrown in there. Some forced lesbianism, I guess you could say. There was some drugs, and there was some motorcycles, and some clubbing, and some hippie music, and just an overall good time, right? Susan Roman, like I said, beautiful actress, full frontal nudity, and she looks kind of like a little bit like Annette O'Toole, just maybe a little cuter Annette O'Toole. Although I do think Annette O'Toole is cute, but she's cuter. So anyway, that's it. You can get it from this Drive-In Cult Classics 32 movie collection. I'll leave a link down below. For 32 movies for about $45, great deal. It's been out of print for a while, but you can still get it, and I would recommend getting it because there's some good shit on here. So check it out. Weekend with the Babysitter. Have you seen it? Let me know. Leave some comments. Watch it. Bye.